You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, Belynda from Soap Dirt, and I have your weekly prediction edition. As always, these are based on official and confirmed ABC soap opera spoilers. I've got predictions for Drew, one for Alexis, Diane, and Nina, one for Sonny and Ava, one about a medical crisis, and another, of course, about Stone Cold Jason Morgan. If you have not, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. Let's jump right into these predictions, and as always, I will tell you the spoilers so you know where I'm coming from. Our very first prediction: Drew Cain's insecurities are going to eat at him, and he's going to spiral even faster. Word is about to spread that Jason Morgan is alive because the local cops and the FBI are looking for him, and a handful of people know that he's back, including Ava, Sonny, Maxie Spinelli, Carly, Anna, and John Cates, plus some cops and some fibbies. So soon, the rest of Port Charles will find out. And that means Drew Cain's going to find out his twin is back from the dead. The twin that he knows Carly fell in love with and married just before Sonny came back from the dead and complicated everything. Resurrections seem to keep screwing up Carly Spencer's love life. Am I right? I think Drew is going to be very upset that Carly risked arrest to help Jason and harbor him in her home. You know, Drew just went to prison to keep her out of prison, but she seems willing to throw away her freedom without a thought to help his twin. I don't think Drew is going to like or appreciate that one bit. Plus, Drew and Carly have been arguing. He's been unhinged about Nina. Will he be further unhinged about Jason now, too? Will he worry that this is one more obstacle that's ripping him and Carly apart? Or will it be his paranoia that rips them apart? Spoilers for the coming week. For Tuesday, the 12th, say Drew confronts Carly, and on the 13th, he really needs to blow off some steam. So we'll see if that is about his gal pal and her ex. Our second prediction: Alexis and Diane are targeting Nina. So Diane was talking last week about how Nina had no right to push the gossip reporter onto Alexis. She was talking about the editor's rights versus the publisher's rights. But the thing is, that is a privately owned business, and Alexis works for Valentine Cassadine, and he has empowered Nina Reeves as publisher to run the Invader on his behalf. This, to me, is a work disagreement and is absolutely none of Diane Miller's business. She does not work at or for the Invader, and she has her own personal grudge against Nina because of how close she is to Sonny and Carly and all them. But this is not a matter of legal or professional concern. It is about being petty because they don't want Nina around. Well, I suspect Alexis is going to ask Diane more about what she was talking about, how they can tie up Nina and keep her from running the paper like she wants to. But in the end, I think the only person that might wind up getting fired in all this is Alexis, not Nina, at the end of the day, because Valentine still cares about her, and he bought the Invader basically for her as an implement of her revenge. He cares about Alexis as a cousin or whatever they are now, but he's not going to let her and Diane bully Nina or push her out of the way. Not at all. Friday the 15th, Nina humiliates Gregory. And of course, Gregory works at the Invader. That sounds bad, like kicking a puppy, humiliating a dying man. I don't know how that happens, but it sounds bad. I'm sure it'll infuriate Alexis. And other than that, we have no other Nina or Alexis spoilers for the week. But after Alexis's conversation with Diane this past week, I feel like they are going to just team up against Alexis's new boss, the boss that she doesn't want. And Alexis is so used to being in charge, I just don't think she can rationalize and wrap her mind around the fact she no longer has the power because she doesn't. And I kind of would like to see her eat it. So we'll see. Our third prediction, Sonny and Ava kiss. So last week on General Hospital, there was that electrically charged moment between Ava and Sonny in the chapel. And I just have to say, I've been talking about Ava and Sonny for a while. I've been predicting this. I said it was going to happen. I've gotten so much hate piled on me in the comments from people that just think, no, it'll never happen. Never, ever. Okay, well, I must have just manifested it out of nowhere because it is happening. And if you don't like it, I don't know, you're going to have to just fast forward or close your eyes. So they were about to kiss last week. I am quite certain of it. They were both leaning. They had their mouths kind of open. They were just all spark, spark, spark. And then Olivia Falconeri just had to bust in and interrupt. She was so happy Dante came through surgery. She wanted to tell his dad. So of course she interrupted, which makes sense. But then also Ava had this huge flash of guilt last week thinking about Sonny and how close they were to crossing that line. And she's thinking about it because Nina came crying to her about needing help to fix her marriage. Ava ended up promising to help her, but in the end, I kind of think Ava is just going to help herself. I mean, really? You know, they have such a dodgy history. Nina drugged her, forced her into labor, stole her baby back in the day. Ava's done all kinds of stuff, of course. And in the end, Nina is the one that broke her own marriage. So it is not Ava's responsibility to fix it for her. And in the end, I don't think Sonny seems to care much about Nina anymore, and he's decided Ava is about the only one he can trust, as weird as that is, and he knows it's weird. He said it out loud. I think these two will kiss soon, maybe more, but at a minimum, I think we're going to get a kiss, and I'm just wondering if someone sees it, like maybe Nina. I cannot wait for it. I think they've done a really nice job with this Ava-Sonny slow burn. That's why I've been talking about it for a while, because I recognize the signs way back. And I'm looking forward to seeing it spark at last. And of course, Nina's head just exploding along with many other people in Port Chuck when they find out. So I don't have a weekly spoiler tied to this, but March preview spoilers say that Sonny and Ava get much closer. All right, our fourth prediction. I feel like we're about to have a medical crisis, you know, a contagion, a something. Last week, aside from Dante getting shot, because that was trauma, we had 3 medical things happening. Heather Weber was complaining about her lower back, and then she had a fever, and then she kind of couldn't breathe and collapsed. That doesn't look good. Baby Ace had a fever, and he wouldn't stop crying. They decided he had an ear infection. And then Cyrus Renault also had some kind of weird stabbing back pain, kind of like the pain that Heather was having. And then Cyrus, of course, almost had some stabbing front pains too, because Heather was planning to cut him open with a bone saw. You would think that wouldn't have just been laying around the room she was in. That's the kind of thing that's usually in surgical suites and the morgue. I don't know why that would have been in just a patient room, especially not a patient room where they were keeping a convict. Anyway, so I just wonder if with those 3 being the first that had the symptoms, maybe there is some outbreak about to happen. A few times in the past, they have used viral outbreaks, like they had an encephalitis thing. They've had like poison in the water. They've had fires. I think they had a train crash years ago, and serial killers. They do that when they want to thin the herd of characters. If there are some characters that they do want rid of, an illness like this is a good way to go about it. So are Ace, Heather, and Cyrus all suffering the same thing? And is it contagious? We'll see. Spoilers around this say Tuesday the 12th. Finn checks out Heather's symptoms, and remember, he is an infectious disease specialist. And then by Friday the 15th, Heather gets an update about her ailment. Our fifth and final prediction, Jason's missing years tie to the Cassidines, or maybe the WSB, or maybe both. Jason supposedly died in late 2021. It was like mid to late November 2021. He's been gone just over 2 years. At the time he died, he was in Greece, and in a gunfight with Peter August, he was trying to protect Drew and Liesel and Britt from that maniac, and the tunnel collapsed. Rescue attempts at the time were halted because they said they couldn't detect a heartbeat, so they decided not to keep digging. So I hope it wasn't somebody with a stethoscope like Portia had the other day that wasn't in her ears going, nope, no heartbeat, nothing to see here, keep going. So I just wonder if somebody got Jason out right away before the rescuers even came looking. Peter knew right where Jason was when the tunnel collapsed, so he could have alerted Victor Cassadine, who was one of his partners in crime. And with Victor, being off and on again deep with the WSB, maybe they were involved, because we do know some WSB people were on the island. Peter might have sent some henchmen to dig Jason out, but thankfully, by the end of this coming week, Jason is telling his tale to someone, and he is going to explain his 2-year absence. He definitely seems to be working undercover, and he's infiltrated the organization, whatever this organization is. It's not clear yet if he is the stone and the ghost person they're talking about, because he was with the shooter, but I don't think he's the big boss, so that skill could be Peter, who his name, Peter, means stone in Greek, by the way, and he's a ghost because he's supposed to be dead. And Morgan has the middle name Stone. He's a ghost supposed to be dead. I really don't think Morgan's coming back, but some people talk about Julian coming back. He doesn't fit the stone thing. So at any rate, I feel like Jason was definitely pulled out of the rubble by someone dodgy, and he has been hidden away, being used for bad things, or the WSB had him in a dark program. I doubt we're going to hear it's been 2 years of rest, recovery, and recuperation on the beach for Jason. He has been out doing things. Spoilers for that. Thursday, the 14th, Jason explains where he's been the last 2 years, and I wonder if that will come after his arrest. The cops are searching Carly's house on Monday and threaten her with arrest if she doesn't let them proceed. So it seems like Jason might get away, but is captured and arrested soon. And then he's telling his tale. Those are all of the predictions that we have. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Definitely drop your comments, agree, disagree if you think things are going in a different way. I love reading your spoilers. Thank you so much for tuning in, and come back soon. We're here talking General Hospital 7 days a week. And as always, it's Belynda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.